What's up, Celtic faithful? Welcome back to another day of pure hoops talk, where the passion never fades and every bit of news keeps the green and white heartbeat going. Things have been moving fast lately around Parkhead, but there's also this strange calm about it all. You can feel that sense of renewed energy, like the club's finally found its rhythm again after a bit of turbulence. The atmosphere among the fans has shifted completely, and you can tell everyone's starting to believe in the team once more. It's that special kind of buzz that only Celtic can create. Now, let's get into what everyone's talking about, the managerial situation. There's been a lot of noise about potential candidates, names being thrown around from Scotland to Wales and beyond. The one that keeps popping up is Craig Bellamy, currently managing the Welsh national team. He's got Wales sitting in a strong position in their qualifying group for the next World Cup. If they stay second, they'll be in the playoffs, and even if they slip to third, they've got that Nations League safety net to fall back on. That basically means Bellamy's got a massive few months ahead of him, and walking away from a potential World Cup campaign? That's not something many managers would do. So even if Celtic have him on their radar, it feels like it's not going to happen anytime soon. And that's where things get interesting. Because while the club's keeping an eye on guys like Bellamy, or even Scott McKenna and Kjetil Knutsen at Bodo/Glimt, it doesn't seem like there's any urgency to make a move. The feeling inside Celtic Park seems to be that Martin O'Neill and Sean Maloney have done just enough over the past couple of games to earn some breathing room. They've steadied the ship, the results are good, and you can see the players responding. The board's never been the type to rush when they don't have to, and right now, things are calm enough to keep the current setup ticking over. It's actually wild how quickly the mood has changed since Brendan Rodgers' departure. Under Rodgers, things had gone stale. The team looked flat, the football wasn't clicking, and even the crowd had lost that spark. But with O'Neill and Maloney in the dugout, it's like the clouds have lifted. You can see it in the players' body language, in the tempo of the game, and even in the way fans are singing again. It's that intangible Celtic spirit. When it's back, you feel it everywhere. Now, don't get me wrong. Nobody's saying Martin O'Neill is the long-term plan. He's been around the block, and we all know his time here is probably about guiding the team through this transition. But you can't deny what he's done already. He's brought some authority back. He's made players believe again. Sean Maloney, on the other hand, has been a breath of fresh air. Every time he speaks, you actually learn something about what's happening at the club. He's got a proper football brain, and you can tell the players respect him. Speaking of the players, one name that's been on everyone's lips lately is Callum Osman. His story is almost like a movie script. Just a week ago, the lad was playing in the B team with barely a senior appearance to his name. Then, out of nowhere, the managerial change happens, he gets a shot, and suddenly, he's living his dream. It's like he's grabbed that opportunity with both hands and refused to let go. You can feel that confidence radiating off him. He's not just happy to be there. He believes he belongs there. Now, Osman wasn't even part of the initial Europa League squad. He'd been left out along with a few others like Yamada and Simpson Pusey. But with Cameron Carter-Vickers sidelined for at least 60 days, there's a rule from UEFA this season that allows a long-term injured player to be replaced. So Celtic are pushing hard to register Osman for the European fixtures, and it looks pretty likely that it'll go through. That means Osman could feature in Denmark on Thursday night, a massive opportunity for him and a real boost for the team. Still, there's a word of caution here. As much as the excitement around Osman is real, he's only just starting his journey. Before last week, he hadn't played a single senior minute. It's tempting to get carried away, to think we've found the next Kyogo overnight, but football doesn't work like that. He's got pace, he's got enthusiasm, and he's got movement that defenders hate to deal with, but he's still raw. The most important thing now is patience. Let the kid grow, let him learn, and don't crush him if he has one off day. And speaking of Kyogo, Osman does remind people a bit of what the team's been missing since Kyogo left. That burst of speed and behind, that hunger to stretch defenses. He's not at that level yet, not even close. But in terms of profile, he gives the attack something it's lacked for months. When you've got players like Kenny and Ida who are more technical but not the quickest, having someone who can just break lines changes everything. There's also been a lot of admiration for how the senior lads have stepped up through all this. Maloney mentioned Callum McGregor, James Forrest, Kieran Tierney, Alistair Johnston, Cameron Carter-Vickers, and Kasper Schmeichel as the core voices in the dressing room right now. Even though CCV's injured, He's been around the training ground, supporting, talking to players, keeping that leadership presence strong. That's the kind of culture you want in a club like Celtic. Everyone pulling in the same direction, no egos, no drama, just unity. Maloney talked about making small tactical tweaks since he and O'Neill took over, but to be honest, those small changes have made a huge difference. You can see the team trying to hurt opponents with more runs in behind, more aggression in midfield, and a sharper press up top. It's not about overcomplicating things. It's just about bringing energy and intent back. That alone has transformed how Celtic look on the pitch. Now, looking ahead to Denmark, the Europa League clash is massive. The opponents are flying high, top of their group, scoring goals for fun, but it's not an impossible task. Hibs went there earlier this year and got a draw, so there's no reason Celtic can't do the same or even better. Under Rodgers, you'd probably be dreading a game like this, but now, there's optimism. You can feel it among the supporters, a genuine belief that this team can go there and fight for something. A draw or a win would give the whole club another massive lift. Off the pitch, there's also been some noise about the opening of the new Queen Street store. It's a shiny new spot for fans to visit, and they had a few players like Sebastian Tinkty, Callum Osman, and Johnny Kinney show up for the launch. But with everything going on and some supporters still backing the Celtic collectives, not another penny campaign. It'll be interesting to see how that plays out. There's definitely tension between parts of the fan base and the board, but that's nothing new at Celtic. It's part of the club's DNA at this point. And before wrapping this section up, there's another story bubbling under the surface, a potential move for Kilmarnock's David Watson. The young midfielder's contract is running down, and Celtic are said to be monitoring him closely ahead of the January window. He's got energy, he scores goals, and he's Scottish-trained, which matters for UEFA squad quotas. Kilmarnock valued him at over $1 million in the summer, but with his deal nearly up, that price will drop. It's the kind of smart signing that adds depth without breaking the bank, and Watson fits the mold of a player who could grow into something special with the right coaching. All in all, there's a feeling that Celtic are finally heading in the right direction again. The managerial situation might not be sorted yet, but the performances have improved, the dressing room looks united, and the fans have got their hope back. You can sense that the whole club's shaking off that sluggish spell from earlier in the season. There's excitement in the air again, not because everything's perfect, but because for the first time in a while, it feels like the Celtic way is returning. There's something special about this moment for Celtic, something that feels like a turning point. You can tell that the team, the supporters, and even the coaching staff have started to reconnect with what makes this club so unique. It's that mix of passion, hard work, and belief that's always set Celtic apart from the rest. You can see it in every pass, every tackle, and every roar from the stands. The players look like they're enjoying their football again, and that's a huge difference from where things were just a few weeks ago. When a squad plays with joy, it's infectious. You can feel it all the way from the pitch to the supporters in the stands, and that's exactly what's happening now. The shift since Martin O'Neill and Sean Maloney stepped in has been dramatic. The style of play isn't drastically different on paper, but the intent behind it has completely changed. You see more aggression, more movement, more purpose. The fullbacks are pushing higher, the midfielders are driving forward instead of just recycling possession, and the attackers are pressing with real hunger. It's like someone turned the lights back on. Maloney has mentioned small tactical changes, but really, it's about attitude. Celtic are playing with bravery again, taking risks instead of settling for safe options. That alone can transform an entire season. And you can tell the players have bought in. Callum McGregor has rediscovered his authority in the middle of the park, dictating tempo and leading with calm assurance. James Forrest, even with all his years at the club, looks as sharp as ever, popping up in clever positions and setting the example for the younger lads. Kieran Tierney's return has added real steel and heart down the left, reminding everyone why he's one of the most beloved figures in recent Celtic history. Even Kasper Schmeichel, with all his experience, has brought a cool head to the dressing room, helping steady the young players who might have been feeling the pressure. Then there's Callum Osman, whose story keeps getting better every day. The excitement around him is real, and while people are right to stay grounded, you can't help but get caught up in it. The way he runs at defenders, the confidence he shows in tight spaces, the way he celebrates with pure joy, it all feels genuine. He's got that spark you can't teach. Sean Maloney said that he and Stephen McManus watched Osman in training and felt they couldn't hold him back anymore, and you can see why. Some players just have that energy, that fearlessness, that makes you believe something special is starting to happen. What's even more encouraging is that Osman's rise doesn't seem to have created any tension in the squad. The senior players have embraced him, cheered him on, and helped him settle into the rhythm of first-team football. That's what healthy dressing rooms do. They lift each other up. You can feel that unity again, something that was missing during the last months under Brendan Rodgers. When things get stale, it's not just about tactics, it's about connection. Now, that connection has returned, and it's showing in every match. Looking ahead, the next challenge is Europe. Celtic's trip to Denmark will be a serious test. The opponents are top of their Europa League group, scoring freely and looking confident. But Celtic can't afford to go there with fear. The team's found its rhythm again, and if they play with the same freedom they've shown in the last couple of matches, there's no reason they can't get a result. The key will be discipline at the back and sharpness on the counterattack. The Danish side likes to attack in numbers, which means there'll be space to exploit if Celtic can move the ball quickly. Players like Maeda and Forrest could have a real impact if they can stretch the pitch and force mistakes. It's funny how quickly confidence changes everything. A month ago, most supporters would have looked at this fixture and written it off as too tough, maybe hoping for damage control. Now, there's a quiet belief building that something good can happen. That's the Celtic spirit. No matter how tough the opposition, you always go out to fight, to compete, and to make your presence felt. You could see that same energy in the win at the weekend, the way the players refused to back down even when the game got scrappy. That resilience, that refusal to settle, is exactly what defines Celtic at their best. Off the pitch, there's still plenty going on. The new Queen Street store opening has stirred mixed feelings among fans. While some are excited about a fresh Celtic space in the heart of the city, others are standing firm with the "not another penny" movement, pushing back against certain board decisions. It's always been part of Celtic's DNA for the supporters to hold the club accountable. That tension isn't necessarily a bad thing. It shows how deeply people care. Celtic isn't just a football club. It's a community built on generations of passion, sacrifice, and pride. And when fans speak up, it's because they want the best for that legacy. Before we proceed, subscribe to our channel and enable notifications to receive all exclusive news about Celtic FC. Don't miss any details about your favorite team. It's extremely important for Celtic FC fans. Whispers are swirling through Glasgow's East End this week, as rumors begin to gather pace that Daizen Maeda could be on his way out of Celtic Park. The Japanese forward, who has become a firm favorite among the Parkhead faithful for his relentless energy and tireless pressing, is said to be attracting interest from clubs abroad, though no one seems quite sure from where. It's the sort of talk that surfaces every few transfer windows, but this time there's a bit more smoke than usual. Maeda, 27, has been one of Celtic's most consistent performers under both Ange Postecoglou and Brendan Rodgers, but there's a growing feeling that a new challenge might tempt him. Those close to the player insist he remains committed to the Hoops title chase, yet even they admit that the right offer could prove difficult to ignore. Some within Celtic circles are said to be preparing for the possibility, with scouts already eyeing potential replacements. The club hierarchy, well aware of Maeda's value to the team's high-pressing style, would be reluctant to let him go unless a significant bid arrived. Still, money talks, and after a string of standout performances in Europe, his reputation continues to rise far beyond Scotland. Fans have been quick to take to social media, pleading with the winger to stay put. Maeda's raw pace, defensive work rate, and knack for popping up with crucial goals have made him a cult hero at Celtic Park. Losing him mid-season would be a blow to both the dressing room and Rodgers' tactical setup. For now, it remains just talk, whispers in the stands, murmurs among agents, and the sort of speculation that tends to surface when a player performs too well for too long in the Scottish Premiership. But in football, rumors have a habit of turning real overnight. And with the January window creeping closer, Celtic fans might soon discover whether Daizen Maeda's relentless runs down the wing will continue to light up paradise, or whether he's about to sprint toward a new adventure altogether. Hello, fan. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel, as it means a lot to Celtic FC. Also, share your opinion about the news in the comments below. See you in the next video.